Everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the newest version in Monster Strike. It is 18.2. It's not that big of an update, but as usual there's some nice quality of life updates and some UI changes that you might want to make sure you're aware of so that you don't get confused as to what is going on here. So without further ado, let's get this started. So first thing is that the friend gacha has an update. You can now pull 100 rolls at a time. As you know, there's a lot of junk in there, so before you would have to do it 10 at a time, and you know, you'd have to kind of go in and clear out those junky 3-star or less monsters. Of course, there are those you know, helper monsters like Usafinu or the Haniwa guy from Himiko's group. So you can see that there's that 100 pull button now that you can press. And of course, since 100 pulls take a lot of time, it's just going to show you the results right away, right? It's going to cut out the little pops in between for the eggs. And you know, you just get that result right away. You can see even with 100 pulls that they grouped up the monsters together, and you can see I got 2 of the yellow dude here, and was it Adora, and Usafinu here I got 1 of. Even with 100 pulls, I still only got 3 of those guys. But as you can see, they have completely summarized this up for you to make our lives a little bit easier if you want to get those special monsters. Yeah, so that's a nice quality of life update. You still have to go in and clean them up, because I think you go here, you can say, well, it's only 10 over, so that's not that bad. Right, you can do it this way, or you know, you can click this button and clear anything that's 3 stars or less. Make your life a lot more easier. You don't need any of those guys, so you can just clean them up. Bam. And just rinse and repeat, right? I know if you're like me, you're always at the limit in terms of how much extra box space you have. So this is certainly a nice feature, and maybe I will actually bother spending my friend points now. Number 2, the co-op UI button has changed a little bit. You can see that on the home screen that you see this little pulsing bit here. And basically what this does now is if you have one of your friends now looking for a host, I've just got my tablet looking, you can see that the icon on the right is pulsing and the shockwave is a little bit more apparent. So this is your indication that somebody on your friends list is actually looking for a game. So you can go and see if they're looking at it or not. Go ahead and click that and you should be able to see whether or not. And yeah, lo and behold, my alt is trying to host the Don Quixote quest. Do keep in mind that you need to make sure that both either you are in sync with the host in terms of the code, so it'll only show up if the code matches, or if both of you have it turned off, make sure that the host also has it turned off. It'll only show up if either of those combinations are true. Now, if you think that this is annoying and you don't want to see it, you can also turn it off in the settings. Go into the question mark here, click the button under the yellow button that says Options. Click the rightmost tab, which says the you know, in-game notifications, and scroll down to the bottom section, and the 3rd option here will turn off that feature. And when it's off, it'll go back to the old way where it's just a standard button, no animation to bother you. So if that's what you'd rather have, make sure you check out that setting. Number 3 is just a general update. Obviously I can't show it because I have plenty of these items, but just like so many things in Monster Strike now, you have the option to watch a commercial to get these special items. If you have run out of travel bells, which again, if you want to do that, you go to the event quest here, and there's this 24-hour marker. It'll ask, do you want to play a quest in the past 24 hours, revive it for 1 hour, and keep playing. You have that limit here. If that is 0, then you will get an option to watch a commercial, and you will get 1 free travel bell each day. which refreshes at 4 a.m., which is insane. The other way you can get a free item is the Sketomin, which is the friendless refresh item. When you're trying to, do a quest on your own, right? You have the option here to reuse your used friends. Like once you've used a friend, they're in the bottom half here, and you can't reuse them again, right? Well, if you want to reuse that, you've run out somehow. Now you get it for free by watching a commercial once every day to take advantage of those effects. Again, this refreshes at 4 a.m. Japan time every day, so I think the travel bell is something you can really take advantage of. Before it costs 1 orb. Now it's basically free a day, so there's really, I don't know, its cost is not that worrisome anymore, so I think it's a cool update. Although, again, like I've said in the past, it's kind of annoying that they're really hamming this watch a commercial for items kind of thing. Not that I don't do it, but come on. Anyway. There's a small update to the quest screen UI. You may have seen that earlier. The buttons here on the bottom are now fixed. You don't have to wait for that annoying animation to have it slide into the center slot. So you can either swipe to get to the right category, or you can actually click the button directly to go there. Now again, it is still a little bit unfortunate that everything is hidden behind another action, but I do think this actually kind of keeps it more in line with the older update in terms of action, so maybe it's okay. You can also see that there is a new button on the bottom left, not the bottom right. Let me fix that. There's a new button on the bottom left to see the last 7 categories that you played as host for convenience. Again, this is important. You have to have been the host for this to show up here. But, this shows that, I played with my tablet with the temple, and also did it for the stamina quest, right? So I can fill up my Tokudama, not Tokudama, Montama quicker. Like if you try to go on my tablet, which was the guest, you'll see that you can see, I won't try to hook it up, but you can see it doesn't have anything in there because they were not the host. It only shows up if you are the host. In addition, if you played anything before the update, it's also not going to show up here. That's why there's only 2. And also, clearly, I haven't done anything. If you do like the Tower of Champions and it goes away, that will naturally go away as well, since it's obviously not something you can play. But, I mean, if you want to, take another avoidance of trying to figure out, oh, where was that? It's all going to be summarized in here. So I guess it's a decent quality of life update. Number 5 is the Wakuwaku Stick UI update. If you go to the menu for the Wakuwaku Stick, sorry, I keep getting pings. In here, when you're trying to, transfer berries from one monster to the other, it will now default to the state of no able berries selected here, right? It's not going to select anything. And most importantly, it's going to default to sort by ableberry, which is really what you want in this case, right? I think most cases, right? Especially when you're trying to find out what you want to steal from. Now you can easily find it. Again, if you know Japanese, might need a little more work if you don't, but this is probably the screen you use most of the time, unless you knew the monster right away, right? In which case, you can either still use standard filtering methods, but I think this is really, really nice update. Mission reward updates. So, for those of you who have already completed those mission rewards in terms of the amount of games played or cleared, clearly I haven't gotten that far. But for those who had completed them all, new missions have been added for the play and clear rewards, starting from 100,000 clears all the way up to 150,000 clears. You will get 1 orb for every one. Sorry, this should be plays or clears. Yeah. Right. So it's too late for me to update. But every time you see clear, this also applies for plays, whether you won or not, right? But from 100,000 to 150,000, you'll get 1 orb for every 1,000, and you'll get 5 orbs for every 10,000. So Right, just keep playing, you're gonna get orbs, which is really nice to see, right? In addition, the total login day rewards have been added, starting from 2600 days all the way up to 2950 days. You'll get 5 orbs for every 50 days, and on day 2920, which is 8 years, you will get 50 orbs for that as well. So again, it's just keeping it consistent with what you see normally, and of course the yearly jackpot rewards are also added as a result. I've got day 1600 coming really soon, so that's a nice 10 orb bonus coming. Alright, so next, the rank reward gacha pool update. So as you know, when you get every 100 ranks, you get this special gacha reward, right? Every 500 also gives you a special limited monster, but they are updating the pool here so that it includes all monsters all the way up to September 2nd, 2020. And of course, when I say all, that doesn't include, the limited alpha monsters or the collab monsters. They're obviously not included. But just anybody in the standard pool or the standard limited gachas like Guardians, Gekiju Shinsai, Legends, Choju Shinsai, or the Elemental exclusives or DX. What else? Oriental Travelers would of course still apply. So stuff like that. Which is nice. It hasn't been updated since its first release, so for those of you who have been lazy, hey, you get a new set of monsters available. And I'm still 371, still a while away from getting to 400, but hopefully I'll get there soon. You may have noticed this when you're playing. The automatic line setup has been removed. There's no option for it anymore. What this means is the game will no longer sync with line to collect your friend list information and friend groups information and show them in game. There was a little bit of a shortcut before to like send it out in created messages, but that is no longer there. You'll also notice that the screen is going to be changed a little bit when you hit the line button. You'll see this menu instead. And the left button will kick off line, and then you'll basically follow the same process as before, right? There was that green button on here where you would send the message, and that's what you would use to send it to game with for the board updates, right? That is not changed. It's just the UI is going to be a little different. What has changed is this right button, and you may have remembered this on a previous update when I told you how it would streamline the process to get some friends. Clicking this right button will automatically take you to the the lobby screen here. So if anybody already has had your link in the past, they can just click that link on their own and it'll be active again, right? You don't have to actually send it to line, click that link to activate your room again. This is a little bit of a shortcut and should help respawn these rooms so that people who already know the link can start joining a little bit faster. So that is a UI update, so hopefully, if you are confused or you're no longer confused, make sure that your friends are no longer confused. Send them this video so that they can figure out what's going on here. And the last update for 18.2 is the Mon Spot. You may have noticed that this message is a little bit different. There's no warning about the coronavirus, even though that's still a thing. They have reactivated the Mon Spot feature, so if you are in Japan, you can go around and start picking up the different stops. The special stops are also there. They've also changed their source of information. I think it was Google Maps before. You see that it is a new company in terms of who they get their information from. So some of the positioning and locations in the past may have changed, and they've also said that for people in rural areas, they have improved the locations of where Mon Spots are, so you should see a greater count of Mon Spots than before. Obviously, I can't confirm any of that because this is still useless outside of Japan, outside of my spot, which hopefully you are still taking advantage of. Again, every day you can set your own Mon Spot location at your current location. This does apply even if you're out of Japan. And make sure you do collect both of these perks, right? The left button gives you a better perk because of your current position, but this Antenna will also give you a perk when you're playing in co-op. So make sure that, especially if you co-op with, you know, another account, that you do take both of these perks so that you can at least get the lesser bonus. In this case, right, 25% chance to get a extra chest on a no-con clear. Whereas if you're hosting for yourself on solo, you'll get a 50% chance. Both are important. Get them both. Do that every day. And don't forget, every day you check in, you will get 1 orb if you have 100 of these shards, which you can collect shards every 10 minutes by just going into the screen. And that is it for version 18.2. You can see that the home screen is updated to celebrate the road to version, the 7th year anniversary of Monster Strike. That is upon us very, very soon. We will enjoy Monster Strike, X-Flag Park, which should take place 2 weeks from now. Again, the day 2 will definitely have a live stream to go over the news as it happens. We're gonna get a collab, I'm sure. We're gonna get a lot of new updates with 19.0. Whatever new gimmicks, quests, you know, whatever they have planned for the future of Monster Strike, that'll be there. We will do that live, and I will be there to translate it for you as it happens. It is gonna be late in the evening, and but I'm a night owl, that's no problem. But definitely look forward to that. Yeah, I think that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed what we had to talk about today. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, comment below, and of course subscribe if you have not already. Feel free to send this out to everybody, because hopefully we don't want to have people miss out on the new goodies. In addition, consider following the Twitter account ENGMonst for those latest news, especially if you're interested in Monster Strike news updates. That's where all of the latest and greatest news can be found. You can also join the Discord channel, where plenty of people come together to play the game, talk about the game, and enjoy the game together. And so that's it for me today. Thank you for watching again, and until next time, bye bye.